Today, we're diving into a tech fight that could change the way you use your phone. Buckle up, because the US Department of Justice just threw down the gauntlet at Apple, accusing them of being a smartphone bully. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Top Blink. Monopolies in tech industry. Ever wondered why there are just a handful of big players in the tech industry? This isn't by chance. It's a result of a phenomenon known as a monopoly, a situation where a single company or group exclusively controls a commodity or service. It's no secret that the tech industry, especially the smartphone market, is dominated by a few giants. Monopolies can be problematic. They limit competition, leading to higher prices and often stifling innovation. They give the controlling company the power to dictate terms and conditions, sometimes to the detriment of the consumer and smaller businesses. Recently, this topic has come to the fore with a high-profile lawsuit. A major player in the tech industry, Apple, stands accused of monopolizing the smartphone market. Allegedly, Apple has used its control over the iPhone to extract higher prices from consumers and suppress competition. This lawsuit has sent ripples through the tech world, raising questions about the nature of competition and fairness in the industry. Today, we're delving into a recent event that has stirred the tech world: the lawsuit against Apple for monopolizing smartphone markets. History of Apple's smartphone market dominance. Apple is a publicly traded company incorporated in California and headquartered in Cupertino, California. In fiscal year 2023, Apple generated annual net revenues of $383 billion and net income of $97 billion. Apple's net income exceeds any other company in the Fortune 500 and the gross domestic products of more than 100 countries. Apple, a name synonymous with innovation and design, has been in the spotlight for not just these reasons. Our journey begins in 2007, when Apple introduced the world to the iPhone, a device that would revolutionize the way we communicate and interact with technology. This sleek, touchscreen gadget not only redefined the term smartphone, but also set new standards for the industry. Apple's success was not just a stroke of luck. It was a result of strategic decisions, innovative designs, and a keen understanding of consumer desires. The company managed to create a unique ecosystem that tightly integrated hardware, software, and services. This ecosystem, combined with the brand's reputation for quality and design, helped Apple create a loyal customer base. Every new iPhone release became a global event, with fans eagerly anticipating the latest features and improvements. But the iPhone's success was not just about the product itself. Apple's App Store, launched in 2008, played a key role in the iPhone's dominance. The App Store provided a platform for developers to create and sell applications, adding immense value to the iPhone. Apple's control over this marketplace, however, would later become a point of contention. Over the years, Apple's strategies have helped it maintain a strong position in the smartphone market. Despite stiff competition from rivals like Samsung and Huawei, Apple's focus on innovation and quality has allowed it to maintain a significant share of the global smartphone market. But it's not all smooth sailing. Apple's control over its ecosystem and the App Store has led to accusations of monopolistic behavior. Critics argue that Apple's practices stifle competition and limit consumer choice. These concerns have culminated in a lawsuit by the United States Department of Justice, accusing Apple of monopolizing the smartphone market. Apple's dominance, however, has been called into question, leading to a significant lawsuit that could change the tech industry. The lawsuit, allegations, and evidence. In a world where competition is key, Apple stands accused of stifling it. This bombshell lawsuit, brought forth by the United States Department of Justice, along with 16 state and district attorneys general, targets Apple for monopolization of smartphone markets, a violation of the Sherman Act. The allegations are serious and, if proven, could reshape the landscape of the smartphone industry. The state contends that Apple has used its dominant position to impose contractual restrictions on developers, effectively binding them to Apple's platform and stifling their freedom to innovate. This, in essence, has allowed Apple to dictate terms, control the market, and limit competition. Furthermore, the lawsuit alleges that Apple has been withholding critical access points from competitors. In the tech world, access points are the gateways that allow software and applications to interact with hardware. As alleged in the complaint, Apple has monopoly power in the smartphone and performance smartphones markets, and it uses its control over the iPhone to engage in a broad, sustained, and illegal course of conduct. The complaint alleges that Apple's anti-competitive course of conduct has taken several forms, many of which continue to evolve today, including blocking innovative super apps. Apple has disrupted the growth of apps with broad functionality that would make it easier for consumers to switch between competing smartphone platforms. Suppressing mobile cloud streaming services. Apple has blocked the development of cloud streaming apps and services that would allow consumers to enjoy high-quality video games and other cloud-based applications without having to pay for expensive smartphone hardware. Excluding cross-platform messaging apps. Apple has made the quality of cross-platform messaging worse, less innovative, and less secure for users, so that its customers have to keep buying iPhones, diminishing the functionality of non-Apple smartwatches. Apple has limited the functionality of third-party smartwatches so that users who purchase the Apple Watch face substantial out-of-pocket costs if they do not keep buying iPhones. Limiting third-party digital wallets. Apple has prevented third-party apps from offering tap-to-pay functionality, inhibiting the creation of cross-platform third-party digital wallets. By limiting access to these points, Apple can control what apps and features are available on its devices, again reducing competition and giving itself an unfair advantage. The evidence presented in this case is substantial. It paints a picture of a company that has used its power not just to lead the market, but to control it. The lawsuit points to Apple's significant revenues and net income as indicators of its monopolistic behavior. It argues that Apple has used its control over the iPhone to extract higher prices from consumers, a classic sign of a monopoly at work. However, this isn't just about penalizing Apple. The Department of Justice is also seeking to restore competition in the market to ensure that developers and consumers alike have a fair playing field. They aim to prevent Apple from continuing anti-competitive practices, hoping this will encourage innovation and lead to better, more affordable products for consumers. This lawsuit doesn't just seek to penalize Apple, but also aims to restore competition in the smartphone market. Potential impact. So, what does this mean for Apple, its competitors, and most importantly, for us, the consumers? To begin with, let's consider Apple. If the lawsuit succeeds, it could mean a seismic shift in how they conduct their business. Apple might be compelled to loosen its grip on the iPhone ecosystem, potentially opening the door for more competition in the app market. Developers could gain more freedom and flexibility, which might lead to a more diverse and innovative app landscape. But it's not just about Apple. The ripple effects of this lawsuit could be felt throughout the tech industry. Other tech giants who maintain similar control over their ecosystems might be prompted to rethink their business models. This could result in a more level playing field, fostering innovation and competition. Now, let's turn to the main beneficiaries of this potential shift, the consumers. If the Justice Department's efforts are successful, consumers could enjoy a wider variety of apps, perhaps at more competitive prices. This is because developers, no longer under the thumb of a single company, could have more room to experiment with pricing and features. But it's not all rosy. There are concerns that this could lead to a fragmentation of the app market. This means that we might have to navigate through a more complex app landscape, which could be a downside for some. However, it's important to note that this is all speculative. The outcome of the lawsuit is far from certain, and even if the Justice Department prevails, the exact implications are hard to predict. It's also worth noting that Apple is likely to fight tooth and nail against any actions that might undermine its business model. But wait, there's more. Apple, of course, denies all the allegations. They argue that their App Store policies protect consumers from security risks and malware. They also say their commissions are fair and help them to maintain a high-quality App Store. The fight is on. This lawsuit is a big deal, and it could take years to settle. But it's definitely a case of David versus Goliath with major implications for the future of smartphones. In conclusion, while the immediate focus is on Apple, the implications of this lawsuit could be far-reaching, potentially reshaping the tech industry's landscape and the way we interact with our devices. As we await the outcome of this lawsuit, one thing is clear. The tech industry is set for some significant changes. Stay tuned as we continue to follow this story and bring you the latest updates. We'll be keeping a close eye on this legal battle. In the meantime, let us know in the comments below. Are you Team Apple or Team Open Market? Who do you think will win this tech turf war? So, hit that like button and subscribe to Top Blink to stay in the loop.